My name is Stephen Steele-Coleman.
And I'm Maria Carolla.
And our show is Place here at the Fairfield Arts Center.
For both of us, that sense of place is what some people might see as a sense of isolation or vastness. And for me, it's about evidence of something that has happened or has occurred. And sometimes in those spaces where you find desolation, you see a whole other beauty.
I think there's something about the landscape itself that is inherently beautiful, that isn't, doesn't require a physical presence of people to enhance that there's something beautiful into the location itself.
This chair that I've gotten a lot of comments on, it's juxtaposed this Irish farm, which is standing next to one of the most prestigious, renowned, aristocratic manors in all of Ireland. And then just outside of this castle, just off the grounds, is this rundown, ramshackle barn. And you wonder, what happened in there? The
shot of the mannequin in the wheat field was taken in Iceland. We were driving along and I looked out the window and there was this mannequin that had been spray painted and is wearing an apron and is missing a hand. The sun was setting, I didn't have a tripod, I had to really stabilize myself, and I snapped a couple of shots. I got what I was looking for. It's kind of surreal.
Selecting the images for the show, we did separate of one another. So it wasn't until we unveiled our photos to hang them and install the show that we actually were in a room with 22 photos, and I think they play really well off one another. Stephen's being primarily in color, printed on canvas, which is just lush and delicious. I mean, there's such richness in there, and mine primarily black and white on plexi. They're very different, but have so many similarities, and they're very transporting.
What I like about Maria's work is she has a certain gritty urban quality which contrasts to my more rural settings. Maria's work sometimes is very detail-oriented, where she's taking tighter shots, and those contrasted with some of the vastness of my images almost makes them look bigger and more vast.
Some of these images you want to just crawl into. They're gorgeous and rich and lush, and I think that does juxtapose really well with this kind of temporal, visceral thing that I have going in my photos, where you hear words like moody and dark and emotional and that kind of stuff. So I think they play well. They become almost windows. I think if somebody can, in general, as they go through their days, if they can stop and pause. Right here, right in our neighborhood, in our homes, in our streets, there are these moments and things that are worth preserving, and if you can stop and think, somebody hung that laundry and where are they now? Why is the house abandoned? Or some people worked in this old bus station. What happened to their job? What was going on? And so I hear that. I feel that, that sense of time passing and people with it. So just a nod to the past and taking that with us as we go forward.
For me, if I can transport someone somewhere just for a brief moment, to take them out of their daily lives, to see something different, to broaden their perspective on the world, that's what I'm hoping to take away. I think the Fairfield Arts Center serves a great purpose here in the community, because I think there are these different enclaves of artists that often find themselves working together in almost like insular pockets, and I think this is a place where they come together and sort of step outside of that isolationism and interact with one another.
And let's face it, it's also a venue, it's a shelter, it's a haven to show work. So yes, there's the community aspect of it, but if there's another avenue, another place for an artist to have a show, it's great. And I think to have what feels like a very city-inspired space feels really good too. It sets off the work, I think, really well. And it's a cool place to be.